In the previous video, for step 1 of our implementation approach here at Brando Consulting, we talked about the desired overall workflow and how it came to be, why we do it, what a huge difference it made from just training to deciding how to use the software. A big deal, right? But I forgot to include examples. So in this video, I'm going to include examples of desired overall workflow that we put together with other clients of ours. So here we go, you get to see. So first of all, we like to use Google Docs because it can be shared with you. And so here's the first example of what a desired overall workflow document looks like. We make best practice decisions. We create this document together over the phone and over a Zoom link, right? Where we bring our inventory software knowledge, you bring your business knowledge, your company's knowledge, and your workflow knowledge, and collectively together we make best practice decisions. So let's look at this first example of a desired overall workflow. We just kind of threw together a table of contents up here. This one is going to have sales order entry, work order entry, PO fulfillment, work order fulfillment, sales order fulfillment, and that's the way it's going to follow. This one actually began with an estimate entry in their CRM program before it connected to their inventory software program. So we scroll down further and we'll see the details, well, not details, but the overall summary of what the sales order entry looks like for these guys. So whether you are an implementation improvement project, whether you came to us for help with an implementation improvement, or you're doing the implementation from the ground up, almost every single project we do includes documenting a desired overall workflow. It's a train the trainer step, really. This is the time where your key person gets to learn about the software, and also this is a place where your key person gets to help make best practice decisions. So your key person should be someone who's highly influential and can make decisions for your company, understands the processes, is well versed in all the processes, because together we are going to decide the best way to use your software and document these decisions. So you'll see here the steps for the work orders, the work order creation, the steps for the purchase order creation, purchase order fulfillment. Just a paragraph on each step is all it is. Start with and fulfill work orders, sales order fulfillment. So just about a paragraph on each one. Now, the difference between the desired overall workflow and the individual procedure is noteworthy as well. So let me just show you the difference. Here's an example of an individual procedure. And notice the difference. There's screenshots, and we dive into further detail on just one specific step in the overall workflow. So let's look at another example. This company wanted to call their desired overall workflow master process. So we called it the master process. And notice their sales order entry looks a lot different. They don't have a CRM. Their accounting department is involved in their sales order entry process. Their printing department is involved in their sales order entry process. And then they have a quality step in there, graphic design department. So very unique to this company. Let's look at another company. So here's the desired overall workflow for a third example. In their sales order creation, the estimated fulfillment date is an important thing. And they needed a note that reminded them that when they click the issue, it's going to create a manufacturer order. We talk a little bit about capacity. That had a play or a role in our decision-making process. So put some details that are unique to this company for the way they create work orders. Creation of purchase orders, rescheduling of work orders, starting the work order, picking the work order, closing the work order. So Here's another overall workflow process. We'll just take a look at this one. These guys are sales, purchasing, accounting, manufacturing, and fulfilling the sales order. So you notice it's just 1, 2, 3, maybe at the most 4-page document that we collectively go through and decide. And this is a time for your key person to receive training on the inventory software and collectively together make best practice decisions on what the best way for your company to use the software is. And this step was and is and continues to be a game-changing step in our implementation improvement projects and our implementation of projects to assure that your company has a successful experience with your inventory management software. Inventory management software is unique in that it is process driven, right? It's affected and influenced by workflow. So workflow is a big deal in inventory, and that's why we need to put a little extra thought into how your workflow is going to work with the inventory software. And that's why there's not always just a one-size-fits-all workflow from beginning to end. How do you use the software is the big question to be answered. And the answer to that question is, well, it depends on your company's specific needs and your company's specific workflow. I'm Lance, inventory software expert since 2006. Subscribe if this was helpful and you want more videos like this and you want to see steps 2, 3, 4, and 5 of a successful implementation. What are the required steps for a successful implementation? Comment below. I'd love to hear your horror stories, your success stories, and like if this was helpful.